Hey folks, what's up? So I got some of this English Flint here from my buddy David. I've got, as you can hear, I got the saw. It's got some cracks in it here. But I'm going to try and spall some of this out. And then I'm going to heat treat it, I think. I have some in the saw right now. This actually wouldn't be a bad one to saw either. Let's yeah, that wouldn't be too bad to saw. Might saw that one. Some of these oddballer ones, man, ain't yeah. Where am I gonna go about getting into this thing? Took a flake off here. That's too steep to hit there. If I can get a flake to come off right there or not. It does have a few cracks in it. Good arrowhead flake. This dark stuff probably nap just fine the way it is, but see if we can take one across here. Well, a couple more arrowhead flakes. It does have cracks in it. That's what's stopping those. Yeah. See how this wraps around here? Definitely has some cracks. I would like to get a nice biface out of it also, but this one's got a lot of cracks. I'm not sure it's going to happen. Any of those little arrowhead flakes will knock off here. Like that right there. We'll nap that. Wow. So this flint is off the banks of the River Thames, I guess. I believe that's what David said. He just told me that this morning, actually. It's pretty cool. Still probably an arrowhead in that. Lots of arrowhead flakes. There's probably going to be a lot of that because it does have some cracks in it. Like that one comes all the way in here. Those are just existing cracks. Honestly, they could have been, some of that could have came from the shipping. They were pretty rough on this, to say the least. I believe they actually threw it or dropped it off a building or something. I don't know what they did, but they actually, this stuff's hard to break, and they actually had whole pieces broke off the end. So That's probably going to put this piece, it's going to knock this piece completely in half would be my guess. But I was doing some reading on the Puget Sound flint knappers. That's kind of, if I got some flint that I haven't not worked with before, don't know anything about heat treating it, that's a good jump off spot. I haven't found it to be 100% accurate, but that's just me though. But it's a really good starting point, which is what I think they say, it's just a starting point. Yeah, this stuff's pretty broke up. Closer you get to the middle, but they did say in the Puget Sound thing that it needs to be, I believe, less than a half an inch thick. And I believe they said 500 degrees. I'm probably going to start somewhere like at 400. I'm probably going to film some of that and let you guys follow along on the heat treating also. We're going to be making a lot of arrowhead points out of this stuff by the looks of it. Which is fine by me. I did knap a little arrowhead out of it yesterday and napped really good. That piece did. I took it off of this hunk, knocked the piece off, and napped good until it got thin, and then boy, it's hard to get a flake to travel on it. It was a bit tough. When you get to this lighter gray material, it's just kind of concretey, you know. I think that's thin enough, and as thin as we're going to go on that one. Let's see, this is the one I think I said I was going to saw. I think this is the broken in piece off that last one. And maybe the reason that it broke up in shipping is might have had some pre-existing fractures, but I really do think they really handled it rough. And I don't know if that was on the American side or the over the ocean, or both. Probably both. Boy, oh boy. See, these are existing cracks in it. It's got a lot of them in it. To be honest with you, I don't have a lot of interest in traveling overseas. I mean, obviously, like everyone else, I've been a few places, but not much. But I would like to go to England and Denmark. Check out the Flint. Bring back a couple suitcases. Boy, oh boy. With all the cracks in this, pretty tough to get off any sizable pieces. But I'm okay with a bunch of arrowheads and a few bifaces. It is tougher than woodpecker lips, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's very similar to the Danish flint. I don't know if the same thing or not, but that's gonna be a good little arrowhead. What am I going to do with that little piece I just threw in there? A little bitty point. The saws have been off for days now. I haven't been sawing anything, and just out here kind of early today so I could do this before I get going in the leather shop. That's all we're going to do on that one. Let's try to do something with this one. I done took some flakes off of it, so a good flake. Ooh, that's a nice one. Pretty. This piece right here was by far the best one in the lot, I think, so far. But I think they're going to be good when they're heat treated. Well, I'm bleeding from somewhere. All I need to do now is get this fat end off of it. Got a crystal pocket in it. Now we're down to the center of the rock. It's a little bit tougher. Just like American Flint, the best stuff's near cortex. Alright, there's another little bite face. Let's see. Flake. Ooh, a broken half dug on it, but that's still a good flake right there. It's all really clean material too. Nice flake. It's got a crack here, obviously, or a seam. It was all the way through it. You see it running on the, trying to run on the bottom side too. Oh, it wrapped. Good grief, that wrapped all the way around there. Huh. Wasn't trying to do that. I've had problems running a flake on it, but that one ran clear out the back door. Here's some of the new Mike Tough boppers. Fantastic. Use this one like that. It's probably thin enough. The thinner the material, the less likely you are to blow it up. Some materials, you get it so thin it's hard to get it to heat treat because you can't build the pressure in the stone. So we want to slice this one too. I think we are going to slice this one. All right, so we got a whole box of stuff here. We got 2 nodules like this we're going to slice. And then we ended up with a couple of 4 bifaces and a whole bunch of arrowhead flakes. So we're going to heat treat all this, and I'll take you guys out to the heat treat. Probably put all these videos together and see how it comes out. Yep, there she is. So appreciate, actually, you know, I'm gonna tie this onto the other one, but so if I don't, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all keep napping, but I think I'm gonna tie these together. All right, we'll see you on the next segment, I guess. Hey folks, what's up, ET? So I've got the English Flint loaded in the turkey roaster, and I am going to heat treat it. It's pretty tough. I napped one little point, and it was okay, but after I got it thin, it just got difficult. So I'm gonna try and heat treat this stuff. Now I did slab some of it. I got quite a few slabs. A couple of them are tapered, but most of them are nice. Now the Puget Sound Flint nappers said that they shouldn't be more, if it's more than 1/2 inch thick, they'll pot lid, and they suggested 500 degrees. I think I'm going to go to 450, and now I got like 4 bifaces, I think, in there, and they are every bit of 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to hope they don't pot lid. I could probably reduce them some more, but they're just tough, and I'm just losing too much of them trying to get them to flake. But I'll flip you around here and show you what I got going on. Okay, so here's our turkey roaster. Now I put the bifaces right here in the center. I also have the slabs in the center also. And then I put all the flakes around the outside. And I've also got some landscape rock in here. And there's a little bit of Horse Creek. There's some of that Taco Bell jasper in there. I was going to heat it up some a little hotter and see how it does. And I'm going to finish filling this up just with some stuff some old Edwards I've had laying around forever that I know needs more heat. So we're going to load that up, and then after it's loaded up, then I've got a probe here. Now, this is a barbecue probe, and it has 3 different probes on it. So number 1's on the left, 2 is the center, 3 is the right, and it's kind of surprising how much that fluctuates from one zone to the other. Sometimes it's not as bad as others, but it can fluctuate anywhere from, I don't know, 15, 20 degrees, sometimes more. But anyways, I kind of keep an eye on that. That's how I like to do it. I don't trust the dial at all because it's usually nowhere near accurate. Actually, this one's a little more accurate than other ones I've had. Other ones I've had over 100 degrees off. This one's pretty close. Anyhow, I'm going to finish loading this up, and then we'll put the lid on it. And I've got an insulated lid. This lid's got fiberglass insulation inside of it. Now this aluminum foil's torn, and when this aluminum foil's torn, has holes in it, it makes the heat vary even that much more. Believe it or not, it can make a big difference. And with the good aluminum foil on there, it keeps a much more even temperature. But I wanted to show you guys this, and then after this comes out, then we'll go over see if 450 was enough. If it wasn't, then we'll probably do a video testing this stuff. And if that's not enough, then we'll go ahead and try it at 500. But I'm just trying to loosen this stuff up a little bit. If nothing else, it should, even if 450 wasn't enough, it should soften those bifaces up enough that I can thin them down a little more. So I don't know. That's what we're going to try. But right now, it's honestly just it's tougher than what I want to nap. So we're going to try and slick it out a little bit. I have no idea how it's going to work, but according to Puget Sound Flint nappers, it can be heat treated, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so we'll pick this back up when this is ready to come out, and this is going to run at 200 degrees for 24 hours. We'll actually put it about 195. I don't want I don't know what the number is, 212, something like that when things steam. Anyways, you don't want it to get to that, so it's better to
to dry it at a little bit lower. So most people say 200. If you can control it there and not go over like 212 or whatever the temperature is, I don't know for sure what it is, then you're okay. But I don't have that kind of control in the turkey roaster. Don't seem like, or I don't pay enough attention to it. But we're gonna load this thing completely full. No sand. I don't ever use sand. Now if I was just gonna do a little bit of rock layer in the bottom, then I'd probably add sand so you got some more thermal mass there. But when you got a full roaster full, I've never noticed it to be necessary. But some people disagree with that wholeheartedly. But I don't do the sand. And I don't just turn it off when I'm done either. I think the ramp down is just as important. Now in the kiln, I'm going up 25 degrees an hour and I'm coming down 25 degrees an hour. And it adds extra days to the cook, but you get much better cooked rock. And on this, like after we go to 450, then after the hold time, I'll probably hold that for probably 12 hours. And then I'll turn it down to like 350, let it sit there for a couple hours or so, move its way down, then I'll turn it down about 50 degrees an hour or something like that. That's what I'll move it down. So I do move it down a little faster in turkey roaster just because I don't have the same control. But okay, all right, and we'll pick it up when we go to check this. Hey folks, what's up, it? So we are back with our heat treat, and I haven't popped the lid on this yet, so I'm not sure. It could all be dust in there. I don't know. But I'll tell you what happened is we ended up, I was going to take it to 450. The stuff on the number 1 probe on the left was, it got up to about 480, somewhere in there, 470, 480. The right side did the same, which is the number 3 probe. Number 2 probe, which is right in the center, got a little cooler. It stayed around 450, 460, somewhere in there. So there's a 10-15 degree difference throughout the thing. It evened out a little bit, but so the hottest it got up to about 470, and that was probably around the sides and the edge. The center always stays cooler, it seems like, but it also depends on your foil, like I was telling you on the thing. But we're going to open this up and turn this off. And it's cooled down. I don't pop the lid on this till it cools completely down. If you pop this lid to take a peek and it's cold outside or wherever it is you've got this, that cold air rush in. It doesn't have to be real cold air. The colder it is, the worse it is, but just cool air can rush in, and you can hear it just go tee, 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 and you just hear microfractures shoot throughout the material. So all right, let's see if it's dust. Hey, it's not dust. Okay, now as you can see, I put some other materials in here also. And this is a piece of the English Flint. It's a slab. It was a little over a ½ inch thick, and it was tougher than an old boot, I can tell you that. So let's see what happened. It is not tougher than an old boot anymore, and it's nice and shiny too. So that's a good start. Oh yeah. Yeah, day and night. Day and night difference. Look how shiny that is. Yeah, now this is going to be a pleasure to work. Ain't no doubt about that. Let me get a couple of, I forgot to get some buckets, so let me grab those real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to put this in our bucket because it's good. Good to go right there. And this other stuff we got in here, we got some Edwards in here. Some of this may not be worth a darn even. I definitely shined it up, but that'd definitely be a rock challenge right there, I think. No, I definitely shined it up. So it's good. Put that in a different bucket right here. Or a piece of Edwards. Oh yeah, look at the shine on that. I don't know. Let me see if I can change this a little bit here. You guys see the shine on that right there? That's a nice piece of flint right there now. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And all of this won't be that way, but some of it will. Nice. So it looks like all that's okay. Yeah, that definitely improved that stuff a lot. So it looks like the Edwards is all good. Yeah. So we'll pull this Edwards out. It's all looking pretty good. There's some stuff like this that's dry that probably won't be, but even if you get rid of that, then that's nice. So there's also a couple pieces of Horse Creek chert in here. Now this stuff was harder than all get out. Looks like it's nappable now. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nappable. This stuff was completely unnappable when it went in there. It was just nothing but frustration. Hopefully, I've got a thing worked out on some Horse Creek chert. We'll see what happens with that. Me and my good buddy Mr. John is working on a deal. Yeah, that'll make a point now. That might actually make napping a piece of Horse Creek enjoyable. I don't know if I've told you guys before, but I've never been that big a fan of Horse Creek, but I've never had anything that was really, I can say was really great. Arrowhead nut. I've just had some stuff people given me, and it was just, you know, it was okay, but not nothing to write home about. Oh yeah, that'll make a beautiful arrowhead. Get all this Edwards out of here. So I was worried about pot lidding on these. These were tough as could be. I mean, I couldn't take these down any lower without risking just completely destroying them. And the Puget Sound Flint Knapper's guide, because I've never heat treated this English Flint before. It said 500 degrees. I probably wouldn't want to go that high, not with this particular variety anyways. Yeah, that's gonna nap like glass. I don't think it's too brittle. I think it's all right. Yeah, that's nice now. That's really nice. Now I made this right here is our Taco Bell jasper. And I put it in there a little bit hotter. I don't know how much difference it made on it or not. It would chip pretty good. We'll make a point out of that. Another piece right here. We might fog that one and biface this one. I know some of you guys were wondering about the Taco Bell jasper update. Yeah, it's a little rough, but we'll see if we can nap point out of that. Some more of the Horse Creek. Yeah, it heated real nice. The Horse Creek did. Now this is a piece of grainy Horse Creek. Probably ain't no good at all. maybe it is. Parts of it look like it is. Parts of it not so much. Yeah, that little piece right there is good. The rest of that's pretty grainy. Not sure if the guy could do anything with that or not. Let's see, that's some more Edwards. Nice. Real nice. I've got a load of Novaculite in the kiln right now. Actually got to cut a few slabs and add them to it. I'm running that load. I just took a big load of, what did I take out of there? Buffalo River. So I got all kinds of Buffalo River right now. I probably got 500 pounds heated right now, ready to go. Now here's some of that. That was the flakes. And it was tough to run a this is the English Flint. Yeah, it's much better now. I mean, day and night difference. Day and night. Look at that. And here's a bunch of slabs. So I cut a bunch of slabs, and I'm actually looking forward to making some points with these slabs. A couple of them are thicker. Like we could probably percussion that one. We could fog nap these other ones. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to use the material up in different ways. Some more bifaces. I'll tell you what I would do if I had this again. I would probably heat this. That one's got some issues in it. I'd probably heat this at 300 or something like that. Yeah, this is one's got some serious issues in it. If I remember, this one was mostly concrete in the middle. There we go. Yeah, we'll still get a point out of that. Still extremely sharp, incredibly sharp. But the biface didn't. I'd probably heat this to about 300, 325, something like that, just to soften it up. And then spall it and biface it. That's what I would do next time. I'd do 200 degrees. Well, I would test it first. See how it held up, but I'd probably try on a piece is I'd probably do 300 degrees or 195 for about 48 hours, then crank it up to about 300 degrees, and I'd leave it there for about 12 hours, and then start turning it down about 25 degrees an hour or so until I got down to cool. Yeah, that stuff's chipping all kinds of nice now. Just beautiful. Fantastic. That's Edwards. I won't get my Edwards. That's a piece of coral. I think it needed a little bit more heat in it. Do it in there just see if it'd do something. It did. Sweet. Make a point out of that eventually. Some more slabs. Now some of these, this one's cut on an angle here. So some of these are, and that one's real thin. I might make a good Folsom though. Never know. But a couple of these are slanted pieces off the ends there. I make a cool point right there. I don't know what we'll make, but we'll make something out of this stuff, and I'll be filming that. Then I got a whole bunch of these flakes that I saved. Well, I saved all of it. There's some tiger stripes. Edwards. Yeah. Pretty. Here is some, well, there's some more Horse Creek. This is more of that grainy Horse Creek that really ain't any good. If you could get a point out of that, it'd be a miracle. And it'd be really rough. Edwards. There's a couple more pieces of Horse Creek. Now this is landscape gravel. I have picked up here and there. I might do something with that at some point. I picked this up, this piece at McDonald's in Texarkana, I think. It's still a little tough. Yeah. See how that's breaking right there? I could use some more heat for sure. There's a little. It'd make a small point because you're going to lose a lot of this because you got this turtle back on it, right? It's just a little, it's a end piece, but it's got a little turtle back on it. It's more landscape gravel. That was breaking pretty good. But I want to test this landscape gravel out too, and I've had it sitting around. That was all fractured up. That one won't work for nothing. This here actually didn't need any heat, and I think the heat actually ruined it. It napped. It was tough, but it napped. And now the heat seems to have not done it any favors at all. So now I know that particular variety there ain't so great for heat treating. Better to nap it raw, but you don't know that until you try it. What is this? Is this buffalo or? I guess that's Horse Creek as well. Yeah, appears to be kind of a grainy piece there. This is another piece of that stuff I said I shouldn't heat treat. That one's still napping though. Maybe it was just that piece. I don't know. That one's napping. Sweet. Let's see. Here's another piece of that same type. Yeah, maybe it was just that one piece. I don't know. Creek and landscape cobbles over here. We got a bunch of flakes like this. Some of these are going to make just little bitty birdies and things, but I worked one birdie, and I'll tell you what, with this stuff raw, and it was dang near impossible. I couldn't get a flake to run to save my life, but this is looking pretty good. Pretty doggone good. That's a nice arrowhead flake right there. So is that one. That was a chunker. That one might have got a little crispy towards the edge. I tried to put the flakes. Yeah, that one. See, that's heat damage. This darker one I should have put towards the, this is what happens when it gets too much heat right there. I tried to put these flakes towards the outside edge, and the spalls and stuff I put toward the center, so. There's always a possibility of losing a little bit of it when you're heat treating. Yeah, that's nice. That did help that a little bit. Let's see, what is this? Piece of Edwards, I guess. So I got all kinds of these little flakes to make little bird points and things out of. Some of these may not be usable, but I didn't want to waste any of it, so I saved everything I could. Yeah, bunch of little birdies. Nice. Got some. It appears that it all heat treated just fine, so I think we're good there. I'll be honest with you, I was afraid I'd open this up and it'd all be dust. I always have that fear. I've got probably 500-600 pounds of Novaculite. Look at that richness in that, man. Now you got flakes like this, it's got a curve, right? So it's not going to make a great big point, but it's going to make a point though. Which is okay. But if I get this opportunity again, I am going to try and soften it up first and then spall it, which would be this is how I go about dealing with Edwards also, is soften it up first and then spall it. And you can do that with any rock. Yep. Let's see. That looks like it's pretty nice. I don't know how it'll be after it gets thinner, but I'll tip through this. I'll get the rest of these out, but I wanted to go over this to show you guys this. I'm going to piece this together with the original, with the start of this. Interesting. Very interesting. And we're going to make some points. Attempt to anyhow. Ooh, look at that. That's landscape gravel too. I got glossy, buddy. It ain't very often you find big landscape gravels. You can down in Texas sometimes. I stopped at some gas station on the way down to Niblets Bluff last year, and look at that, split that right in half. Perfect. Had a fracture going in there. Might have to send some of these to Crafty for a rock challenge. And here, fix this. If anyone can do it, Crafty can do it, I suppose. That's really glassy and nice. It just, I don't know if I can get anything out of it or not, because it's basically a square. Pretty but little. Let's see, this is, ooh, that did turn out pretty nice, didn't it? This is self-collected material from here in Oklahoma, and it's associated with the Smithfield chert. It's got some cracks and stuff in it. Yeah, it's got a seam running all the way through right there. The only thing you'd be able to save is this little part down here, but it's neat material though. Okay, well that's it for this. Gone through the heat treating, and as you can see from the beginning of this video to this part, the heat treating definitely made a big difference. But I appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch you on the next one, and let's see. Some of our landscape gravels, some of our Edwards, and there's some of our other good stuff. So anyhow, appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch you on the next one, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I don't know if I can answer them or not, but but I'd try. There's some more Horse Creek. Got stuff laying everywhere. But we're going to try and nap some of this stuff and see what happens. Oh, Horse Creek biface. This Horse Creek's still pretty dry, but, you know, be alright. The color, don't look like the color came out of it. Most of these just be red when you're done, which is how a lot of Horse Creek ends up. But when you get one that's got multiple colors in it, it's pretty stuff. Anyhow. Alright, appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all keep napping.